because of the limits of our rational minds, we have to learn to live with mystery.
Exactly.
Every scientist has to live with mystery. Every husband and wife have to live with mystery. Every roommate has to learn to live with mystery. Just because I can't have total knowledge and prove something does not mean that I can't know something. I can know some science. I can know some math. I can know my wife. Not totally, partially. I can know myself. Not totally, partially. So you see, I as a thinking human being, sir, do not base my life on proof. It's intellectually naive to think that I can prove anything. I can't prove anything. That doesn't mean I jettison my mind and stop thinking. Instead, I base my life on evidence. What does the evidence point to? Does that make any sense?
Yes. However, you say that we have to live in mystery. And so I am someone who, I don't know the answer. You know, I don't believe in really anything because I'm not at a point in my life yet where I feel that it's necessary for me to believe in that. However, yesterday when I said, or not yesterday, 2 days ago I was sitting right there.
I remember.
I said, I don't believe in anything and I'm fine with that. You said that I was not fine with that. And there might be a few people here. I said, I don't believe in anything, I'm fine with that. And you said, no, you're not.
Okay. Thanks for coming back and asking for clarification. This guy can say to me, Cliff, I don't believe in anything. I'm going to have to look him in the face and say, sir, by the way you dress, by the way you articulate, by the fact that you are a student here at this fine university, you obviously are a highly motivated person. Well, when I say you have to live for something, that's all I'm saying. Something motivates you. In other words, you think something is worth doing this for. You think something is worth paying some money to get a degree from here. You see, you're not agnostic, meaning by that, you're not just sitting here saying, I don't know, anything goes. No, no, no. You're dressing a certain way, you're articulating a certain way, you either lie or tell the truth, you either steal or respect the property of somebody else, you either study and try and get a degree, or you don't and you flunk out. But you've got motive. Now, all you got to do to figure out what you live for is follow the trail of your motives. What really makes you tick? That's the answer to the question, what are you living for?
So, would you say that I am a liar if I say that I live for my earthly being and for my own happiness and the happiness of others?
No! I say thank you for telling me.
Okay.
All right, man? Yeah. Okay, but now I got a question for you. See, the question is, now I think you're really thinking, because you're analyzing yourself. Yeah. You're engaged in self-reflection. You're saying, okay, what do I really live for? Well, I guess I live for, say it again?
Myself, my earthly presence, and my own happiness and the happiness of others.
Okay, good. Now, the question is, what is the evidence that living for myself and living for the happiness of myself and others is the ultimate purpose of life? I mean, why have you arrived at giving so much credence to living for myself and living for my happiness and to make others happy? What's the evidence?
Well, being happy makes me happy, and being sad makes me sad.
Right.
And so obviously, happiness makes me feel better than sadness, so I choose to be happy.
Okay, good. Yeah, it makes total sense. But wait, I want to press you a little more. I'm like you. Okay, I want to be happy. All right? But you see, the question is, who are we going to trust to tell us what true happiness is? Who are we going to trust to tell us the pathway to true happiness?
I trust myself.
Okay, good. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're awesome. All right, now wait a second. But now what's the question? What's the evidence? See, because I'm not the same way like you, man.
Yeah.
I want to be happy, and I'm saying, okay, now, who am I going to trust ultimately to make Cliff happy? And maybe it's going to be Cliff. Maybe I'm going to trust myself ultimately. But as I look at my life, to be honest with you, I'm a mixed up kid. All right? I mean, at times I do that which is good, and then at other times I do that which is evil. At times I bring unhappiness into people's lives, and I regret that. And at other times I do bring happiness into other people's lives, especially when I'm selfless and serve them and love them. So I'm a mixed up kid. But as I look at Jesus Christ, he lived the type of life that in my best moments I've tried to live, but I have failed. I have failed in trying to live the type of life that Christ lived. So all of a sudden the evidence is maybe I should trust Christ instead of myself ultimately. Obviously I have to trust myself to some extent. I got to trust myself to think, to live, to feed myself and all. But the evidence is that Jesus Christ is more reliable than I am. That's why I'm convinced it's more wise for me to put my faith in Christ than for me to put my faith in myself.